Hello, weirdos and weirdettes. Welcome to our podcast. Is This How It Ends? Where me and Soph talk about everything from politics to conspiracy theories, aliens, astrology, and so much more. It's girl talk with a twist that you don't want to miss. So let's get into it.
Yes, girl. Let's get into
Girl,
it.
I like your ears.
I like yours too.
Thank you. All right. So y'all, we are cat ladies for Kamala. All
Yes.
right. This is what we're doing. All right.
Ladies with cats.
And we're ladies with cats. Okay. Now I'm a childless, very single, very single lady with a cat. And Soph is married with 2 kids.
But I also have a cat, a little chunky. I don't know what they call them. It's like an American something. I don't know.
Tabby? Is that a cat? Well, shout outs to Nugget. We're here representing because JD Vance doesn't want that. And my first son, is going to make an appearance. Say hi, boy.
Hey, Enzi. Can you say his full name for us, please, Janelle?
It's Enzi Malik T'Challa Green. Oh, his slave name was Tony when I adopted him. No black cat of mine in America is not going to have an ethnic name. Okay?
And we're just Nugget, playing Nugget.
I call him
on the road up in upstate New York. I'm like, what are you doing? That could have been deliverance. Son that said free kitten. He's like, I'm gonna check it out.
Oh yeah. So y'all, we're gonna get into some normal-ish, but it's not so normal-ish. Mm-hmm. All right. So
positive first on the Olympics.
All right. I'm gonna scroll down to that. All right. All right, so let's talk about not ish, but phenomenal-ish, okay? Because that's what we were doing, all right? Look, we are rooting for everybody black, okay?
Everybody.
Where you come from, everybody black, we are rooting for, okay? So much black excellence that has happened, all right? First of all, your girl, Simone Biles, can we just give it up for her?
The GOAT.
She's so dope. So now she's like the most decorated gymnast of all time. Just the GOAT.
Did y'all see the podium of the winners? I love
yes, it. with the three ladies, right? So it's Rebecca Andrade, Simone Biles, and Jordan Childs. Mm-hmm. And they both, all 3 of them got medals. And that's like history making as well.
Yeah. That's awesome. In the Olympics, first of all, I think it's like the most, when it comes to gender parity, it's like a record. I think 48% were women. Wow. We just see
that's amazing.
Across all countries.
Yes. So we also had like our Caribbean peeps representing. We had Julian Alfred and Thea Lanford. Yes. No one St. Lucia in the house.
Lucia.
Right. Yes.
Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles.
This man in the world. Is that what they're calling it?
Whatever. Yeah, I believe so.
I saw that race. It was really exciting to see.
Yes.
I thought the Jamaican had it, but I might just be biased towards Jamaicans. But, they said he got it up like 100th or 1,000th of a second. So I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Go for it. So that was pretty amazing to see. And we're volleyball parents too. So we loved watching the volleyball matches. Team USA came through. Well, they still have some time to go, but it's been exciting, girl.
Definitely. We're even like doing it in fencing. Okay. So shout outs to all the people in the diaspora doing it, setting records, making records, breaking records. All of that. Whatever we do it well.
Do it exceptionally well. And I have to shout out Haiti. I know they didn't really win anything, but we sent 5 Olympians, right? And I think that might have been a record for us. So it's really glad to see them. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. All right. Dope. So
start off on a positive note before we Get into
I'm
it.
glad, because that was actually towards the end. I was like, joy and pain, sunshine and rain, but
Practice, girl.
all right, y'all. So, of course, in the land of politics, it has been a lot going on, right? So we're just going to talk about a few of these things and just go from there. So July 30th, Kamala had a rally in Atlanta, and where Meg the Stallion performed, and Quavo from the Migos spoke. And Megan has coined the term "hotties for Harris," and I am here for it.
I love that.
However, it was quite a little bit controversial because there was some twerkage that was happening.
Was it Kamala?
No. Definitely vote for her then. Because I can't twerk. But I guess they just felt that it was inappropriate. And I do feel at times the audience wasn't really into it. It was a little parched, a little dry, the response. But I think Meg tried to keep it cute and presidential-ish. Like, she wore like a little like suit, but it was like cropped. So no parts were hanging out, no nip slips. It was a classy twerk. What do you think?
I think there's a time and place for everything. When the future Madam President, which one is Quavo? Is Quavo the one who's cheating on Cardi B, or is that?
No, that's Offset, and his nickname is Off to Cheat. I was gonna include their situation in normal-ish, but I was like, I don't care. They'll be back together. No one's gonna buy your album because you threatened for the 16th time to leave this man who constantly cheats on you. You sabotage your own career by you keep getting pregnant, girl. Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
But
I'm a bit more when it comes to stuff like that. I think I'm a bit more conservative. Like, I just, if I went there to see her speak, I wouldn't want to see. There's a time and place for that. If I want that, I could go somewhere else. I don't know if she's trying to show that she's cool, which we know you are.
Yeah, I guess it's her way of trying to connect.
There are ways to connect, and I feel like you don't need to go like at some weird, like that the basic level. There are other ways you connect with your audience, or who she's trying to connect with, by having Megan and Quavo, or if you have a mix of people. Like, I just don't. Yeah. To me, that wouldn't speak to me. I would have cringed.
I guess for Quavo, because he lost. Who was the one that passed? Who was shot?
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a Takeoff was shot, and so lost to gun violence. So I guess his connection to losing someone to gun violence. So that's why I don't understand what she was trying to do.
Oh, because Megan got shot in the foot. Is that what is it? And Megan got shot in the foot. I don't understand.
Oh, I didn't even make that connection about Megan getting shot in the foot and gun violence. I didn't even make that connection. I just thought, yeah, I do think that, like, particularly the African American culture, were more than just twerking, and to be like, hey, let me connect with the Black folks with twerking, girl.
I expect Trump to do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that just that did not feel. It felt disingenuous. Like, I
get it. I have mixed feelings about it.
I remember when Megan was on SNL, and it was the time when it was another one of us who got shot by the police. And it was like Protect Black Women. Like, she's like on the stage and she's like twerking to her music. And I'm like, to me, that just felt all sorts of wrong.
Yeah, it's just some things. Most things don't require a twerk.
No, not at all. There's always a time for there's a time for twerking.
Yeah, I remember like when like not the riots, but the protests were happening, and there were like Black women twerking on police cars. And
Right,
we're not going to go. I love my people, but sometimes the judgment.
Are you serious?
Like I'm flapping my cheeks for justice. Just
oh my god. Okay.
Mind frame. All right, we're gonna move on. But during this time, Kamala was like, "Pull up, okay?" Like Trump has backed out of the debate with Kamala. And then he said he would only agree to it if it's done on Fox. Now, my thing is, it's already agreed to that you were going to do it on ABC. And when you were dealing with Biden, you were ready for the smoke because you can continue to lie and not make sense. And he's mumbling and can barely whisper. And then, of course, you're going to be the winner by default. But Kamala can form sentences. Kamala's intelligent. And so you will pale in comparison. And so now you want to go to Fox where they're not going to fact check you or anything like that. I don't understand. Just because you go to Fox, we're still going to see the same cameras. Like we're still going to see what. I don't know how that's going to change anything. Is AI going to change the words coming out of his mouth? I don't understand.
Probably cut off her mic every time she's speaking. I don't put nothing past.
Yeah.
Or Republicans.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Like, you know what? Nothing would surprise me anymore with what's happening.
It wouldn't. There's a reason why he wants it to be on Fox when he originally agreed for it to be on ABC.
Yeah. And do you see how they're like, the way they're attacking her? It's like it's like she's a slut. She's
the Haktua girl.
So disgusting. I'm like, there's nothing beneath these people. They're so gross.
And particularly, I don't mean it to be like, oh, like particularly blackly black, but at the same time, I've never heard Hillary Clinton being sexualized in this way. But even look at Michelle Obama and now look at what's happening with Kamala. To be an attractive, intelligent black woman, to get to a certain place where you are, you have to have slept with someone. And you know what?
And we're so
what? But so what? What if she did?
I don't buy into that. Like maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but I'm just tired of this narrative that if you're a woman, especially if you're a black woman, that means you did not get anything on your own. Someone handed it to you, or you're like, a DEI hire. Like it's like they don't believe that you could do anything on your own. You're not smart enough. And when you look at, I was in recruiting, right? And I see the resumes that come through. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when we're hiring for these like director or above positions, every black woman's resume that came through for those positions, like they were degreed like to the T. They had all these extra things just to make themselves stand out. Whereas someone else would be like, well, I did this and then I got a bachelor's. Not saying there's anything wrong with the bachelor's. That's all I have. And I would not go any higher. Mm-hmm. A lot of them that came through, like when they were already in these leadership positions and they're trying to get to the next level, like their resume was like pimped out, like just impressive, and they feel the need to get all these extra things. And even then they still question whether or not you're smart enough to do this job. And that's what they're doing with her. So that's why I do hear that they say stuff like that. And then look at freaking Melania Trump. She's not going for the presidency, but they idolize her, right? Like didn't she pose in Playboy? She posed nude for a French magazine. Like, yes.
So you need to tell me that the first lady's labia has been seen by the masses.
I don't know if down there was seen, but definitely up here.
Nipples.
She also married him when she was like 35. She met him at 28, married at 35. And he was about 59 when they got married. And usually when people, there are speculations, right? Not saying it was in love, but we don't speculate about that at all. There was that New York Times article where apparently he told her that they were one of his properties. They were at the pool and he has business associates. He wanted her to walk around in a two-piece so that these other men could see what they're missing out. And I think Trump, that seems like his style. Right. So it's just, there are different standards.
Definitely.
Like she is idolized. She's held up as this, I don't know, like an American, more American than Michelle Obama, who was born in the US. But then they want to go after Kamala. Like, this is the party of hypocrisy. Like, it's like, and they don't care.
Of course it is. It's either a Black woman, either your mammy or your Jezebel. And it's just like, it's not fair that we get boxed in. But like, I have a very different thought process on it. Again, all other people use what they can, and at least she's using it to further herself to hopefully lead us out of this hot mess. Okay, so if she had to sleep with a couple of people to get to the top, I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care.
And how's that different than when you hear, I mean, it is different, but then there are these men who are unqualified to do what they do.
Definitely.
But they go to the same golf club, their kids go to the same private school. So they meet and they make these, back alley deals. And then you have people in the C-suite who they have no idea what they're doing, but they know the right people.
Yes.
If she did what she did, which I know she didn't, well, you know what? I don't know her, but she's qualified.
I don't think she did. You can't sleep your way to get a law degree. You can't sleep your way to pass the bar. Maybe you slept your way to have access to certain things, but even if someone helps you get your foot in the door, I know for us, even if someone helps you get your foot in the door, you have some qualifications. You're not totally just, unqualified. Someone helped you get there, So I think it's disrespectful to talk about someone who could possibly be the future president of the United States that way. I believe so. But if she slept her way to the top and you become the first Blackish president of the United States.
Yeah.
I think it's a write-off.
She's not Black though. So that's the narrative. Like we're not even going to go into that.
Girl, we got some things to get to. Okay. So, Kamala has entered the race for over 2 weeks, and she was an underdog, but she's pulling up in the polling numbers. She's doing better than Biden, but it's not a total blowout yet. So it'll be interesting to see how things progress as she's campaigning more. I do know the cat ladies are raising money. I forgot her name on Instagram. She has a cat, Nutmeg. She's hilarious. And I was trying to find the Zoom call for cat ladies for Kamala, but they raised $320,000 for Kamala.
Nice.
Yeah. So the cat ladies are doing that. Maybe because we have disposable income, because we don't have kids. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. No club dues. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of Trump and Black people, Trump attended the NABJ conference. It was an unprecedented move. And during his speech, he highlighted his administration's effort to support Black communities, citing initiatives like criminal justice reform and economic policies aimed at increasing employment and opportunities for minority. But he also faced some tough questions from the journalist, right? And they challenged his previous comments about policies that were harmful to Black Americans. Also, just how he's insulted other journalists as well. And by the way, people that, particularly Black people that are talking about Trump or whatever, do you remember Central Park 5? The Central Park 5 and what he put in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you want to have someone in office that does not care about you? It just boggles my mind. But anyway,
he also got sued a few times for discrimination and was accused of hiding his Black casino workers.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are a lot of things that he's done that shows what he thinks of women, of Black people, of any, like he ran ads against Native American casinos saying they were shady.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And apparently during this interview, he's the authority in blackness, because with Kamala, he's like, is she black? Is she white? Yeah. That's what he was doing, okay? He's like, yeah, one day she's black, next day she's Indian. I don't know what the difference. Like, really, Trump?
But he didn't talk like that.
Huh?
That'd have been hilarious if he talked like that.
That was my Trump impersonation. I need to work on it. Then they asked to describe, he said she was a DEI hire. So then one of the journalists had asked for him to describe what DEI is, and he really didn't give an explanation. One of the first journalists that had asked some questions about some disparaging remarks he made, he didn't answer the question because he said that she was asking it pretty rudely.
This man.
What a joke. Now, there was a little bit of scrutiny about the three journalists that were up there. First, I wonder why there were three of them. I thought that was a bit much. And I hate to say it, Trump was a little bit right about the woman being a little bit rude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, normally you welcome someone, you say, hey, softball quest a little bit, and then you hit them with the heat. No, that's not. She was just guns blazing, so she could have.
That's what you got to do with Trump, though, because if you show him that you're soft, he comes at you. So you gotta meet him where he's at, right?
He's a narcissist, sis. You gotta massage the ego. You gotta make them seem that they're important than what they really are, and then you hit them when the guards are down.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they didn't know how to appeal to his ego.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they would have gotten more actually out of him, and so now he's going to be on the defense.
Right.
Yes. But yeah, that was a hot mess.
Who did they reach out to him, or did he want to? Because there was that controversy because they turned down Kamala because she couldn't do it live, and then they try to backpedal all of that. It was just,
I don't know. I think I think he reached out to them. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I will provide a quote from Trump because he's done so much for Black people. He said that he has done more for Black Americans than any president since Abraham Lincoln. I wish I was making this up.
Okay.
He was president. So
did he list out what he's worth exactly?
No, he just said he's done.
What has he done for anyone that wasn't like rich, like or in his like bracket? Like what really?
I don't know what he's done, honestly, but just appoint people in the Supreme Court that would overturn Roe v. Wade.
Supreme Courts, yeah. So,
yeah, which
he did a lot.
Which is a big deal to have people in, your people in the Supreme Court. So that's what he did.
That's why Republicans, if they want shit done, they will get it done.
They will get it done, and that's why I need the Dems to tap it here and a thug roll up, pull up.
I mean, Democrats have those type of people, but then who are the leaders? Like Pelosi was. I mean, I talked about her, but she was like 1 foot out the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. I know the younger ones, if they had whatever, but they need to show some
more initiative. We need to be out there, and I understand people not wanting to vote. Like, I get it. But at the same time, what is the alternative? We can't do 4 more years of Trump. I'm just anti-Project 2025. That's where I'm at. And I need a president that is intelligent and that can formulate sentences.
Who's not going to go on the attack? Who's not trying to be a dictator?
Yes.
Apparently Americans don't mind a dictator as long as it's someone like Trump, right?
Yes.
But for people who we don't look like Trump, we don't want him being our dictator.
No. But yeah, that's it for normal-ish. The main topic, we're talking about the freaks of the week Republicans. Okay. Now, what kind of inspired this, what we talked about earlier in a previous segment about Kamala and her being sexualized, particularly in this campaign, and just the sexualization of women in general in politics. But Republicans are the biggest hypocrites, okay? Like, how are you going to go around talking about all this stuff and there's rumors about you having sex with the love seat, okay? Now, it wasn't true, so they say. But, I mean, just Republicans have a history of engaging in behaviors that don't mirror the policies that they're fighting against, right? And so you have these Republicans that are on the download. Shout outs to the RNC, right? Remember with Grindr notifications? We're like, I forgot the noise for the. Is that the Grindr notification? I don't.
I'm not a Grindr.
I need to consult with my gay husband, Javi. I should know the Grindr noise. I should know it.
Why are you putting his business out here?
No, not saying I just have to consult with all things gay. Not saying he's on the Grindr. No, there are definitely times I didn't know things. It's like, girl, why didn't you come talk to me? You should know this. So,
can we do a side note?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, there's a section in one of these apps. Is it Bumble? Like one of these dating apps where it's just for friendship.
Oh, Bumble BFF.
I kind of, because, I'm new to Atlanta and I want to make some new friends that I can once in a while, we can, go out at like 5 and I could be home by 9. No, girl, no. Is it like undercover? They trying to.
I heard that it's a lot of weirdos in a bad way.
Yeah.
That too.
Good night. Love you too.
No, I thought about Bumble BFF. Actually, but I mean, don't take my word on it. I think you'd do a better job of like a meetup or something like that.
Because someone I know ran into some, like they were at an event, and then there were these 2 girls there, and they were supporting. It was for something. It was like a club or something, and it came up on how they, like how long had they been friends? Like, oh, we've only been friends for 2 years. I moved to the city and I met them through this, so. I was considering it, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I will do a meetup.
Yeah, but Bumble BFF, I would not recommend. But I don't know. Maybe you should try one and let us know how it is.
Maybe I will.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay, so we were talking about
the Republicans and their freaky deaky ways. Okay, so the Grindr was grinding. Okay, during the RNC. Okay, and these are the people that are supposed to be like all family values and all this other stuff, and making sure to like put in laws in place that affect the LGBTQIA community. But at the same time, you freaking tapping under the stalls, right? I forgot the name of the politician where he was in the stalls and he tapped his foot 2 times and that was the signal.
Oh, who was that politician? There were so many of them.
Yes.
That was doing that. It was Larry Craig, a Republican United States Senator from Idaho, arrested for lewd conduct in men's restroom at the Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. It ended his career. I got a couple of more once you're done. We go.
But the thing is, right? Republicans like to pretend like they don't like to get it in. Okay, they like to pretend like they do, and all. I don't know. I don't understand how being conservative means that you don't want to get it on. And now you're just trying to make it harder for everybody to get it on.
Yeah.
Right? Y'all are repressed. Y'all are depressed. And you want the rest of us to suffer.
They're all the S. And a lot of this, they're tying it to Christian values, right? Like the family value, it's a man and a woman and nothing else. We don't talk about divorce. Divorce should be in there. Trump has been married and divorced how many times?
5
more times than we could count.
4 or 5 times, yeah.
His son is divorced and about to marry someone. It's just all of these things, right? And we talk about single women. What about the single men? Lindsey Graham is out here defending JD Vance when this man has never been married, doesn't have any kids. There are speculations about maybe he's asexual, but there's a lot of like closeted comments about a lot of these Republicans. You know, Tim Scott, who who took a girlfriend out of thin air, be like, hey, there's my girlfriend. Family values. Like,
girl, I hope she's getting paid a nice hefty fund for getting her.
They just got married, because I'm sure the Republicans were like, yo, people speculate, but why did he have to get married? Lindsey, well, I guess he was trying to run for president, so he had to.
Yeah, her figure it out quick.
Yeah, there were presidents who got married and off. Like, it's just, I don't understand this whole family values when they don't follow any of that. And I'm gonna let you continue. Then we're gonna go through these scandals.
No, girl, you can go ahead, but just when you talk about men that are childless as well, right? We've had 5 childless presidents before. George Washington,
yes, had no kids.
Did he wasn't invested in the United States?
Mm-hmm.
You know who had kids? Mussolini. You know who had kids? Stalin.
Yeah.
Okay, like just assigning morality to what you do in the bedroom or your reproductive, how you choose to use your reproductive organs is wild to me, honestly.
Yeah. And some of them maybe they don't believe in this, but hey, that's what their base wants. And if they want to stay in power, that's what they got to fight for. And that's why you have like all these Republicans who are closeted, you know.
They're repressed.
They used to have a page program that was like for high school students to work, in Congress. And they shut it down for financial reasons, but in its past, there have been some of these senators, congressmen, Republicans sleeping with these pages. And they're around 16. So I guess 16 is the age of consent in DC. So they didn't.
Which in certain like states, particularly conservative states, they're like lowering the age of consent.
Oh yeah, right.
Or 14 years old.
They're fighting for our children, but they're trying to lower the age of consent. Like, make that make sense. Like the hypocrisy.
Perverts.
Believe.
Perverts. You just put your perversions in legislation. You're awful people. Right?
It's just, I think suppressing things just does something to your soul, right? It just,
yes.
It's a sense of shame, like what you're doing is wrong. And it's just, I don't know how you fight for things that are against
what you want.
And what you want, you know what I mean? How does being gay, like, I don't care.
I think we should have like a Freaknik for Republicans.
They probably have it on their own.
They probably do.
Grindr, they were probably having orgies as,
But like the Freaknik festival, like what we used to,
Yeah.
Like what is like Bike Week for Republicans?
I don't know. It's the RNC. That's their stuff.
But tell us about these freaky Republicans, though.
Yeah. So we already talked about Larry Craig. So let's see. We have a few of them, all Republicans, by the way. Wesley Goodman, a former state rep, a vocal advocate for family values and traditional marriage. In 2017, he resigned after it was revealed he had engaged in sexual activities with men, including in his state office.
Ooh. Office sex? That's spicy. Don't let the stapler get you in a place that you can't get it out of.
Yeah. Ed Schock, former congressman from Virginia, known for his support of Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy and his opposition to gay rights. In 2004, he was caught using a phone service to solicit sex with men, leading to his withdrawal from re-election. Ralph Shorty, Oklahoma, all these like super conservative states. Oklahoma. He campaigned on traditional family values. In 2007, he was found with a teenage boy in a motel room and was later charged with child sex trafficking. despite consistently voting for anti-LGBTQ legislation.
Wow.
Yeah, it was such a disconnect. Let's see, the Mark Foley scandal, which broke in late September 2006, centers on soliciting emails and sexually suggestive instant messages sent by Mark Foley, a Republican congressman from Florida, to teenage boys who had formerly served as congressional pages. And speaking of Florida, let's not forget Matt Gaetz, okay, who was being investigated for sex trafficking and having sex with a 17-year-old girl. Those were dropped because whatever, the DOJ dropped them, but it was a huge thing. And they don't make it. They're like, so what? I'm gonna run. And he was like accused of like showing nude pictures on the floor.
Okay, this is not even freaky like I was joking about. This is just like perversion at this rate. It's perversion. And you notice again, like the trend, it's men that are closeted that deal with men that are underage.
Yeah. And this goes to show when you suppress who you are, it's going to come out in ways you don't want, right? When we think about priests and what happens with young men and these priests, right? And these Catholic churches and these lawsuits that they've had to settle, it's telling us something, right? Like it's telling you to not hide who you are, because then you end up doing shit like this and then you get caught and then, right? And I feel like it just does something to your soul. You're doing something that you know is wrong. When I say is wrong, you're targeting young people who you think you could control and you think it won't come
Vulnerable.
out. Dealing with adults who might have the same feelings, and it's mutual.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you notice, right? My mind was melding, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about like control, like the same way that they want to engage in activities with people they control. They also want to put in legislation to control women, to control people as well. They want to remove the power so that we're weak and that we don't have choices. And so when you get with these young men or, young women, young men, whatever, like you get with people that you can lord over, that you know that they have less agency than you do because you're the one that's in power.
Yeah.
And that translates into other areas of their life. Our lives, it affects us.
Yeah.
Want to make us powerless. Just go ahead and just get on the Grindr. You don't have to have secret sex. You can go ahead and have just anonymous sex.
The amount of them
with whoever. Just there's people you can pay for this. Have people sign NDAs. I mean, like,
oh yeah,
there's so many other ways instead of like getting with children.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But it is the party of democracy. It is the party of fuck your feelings. Like I would love to know what goes on through their head as they're passing these laws or trying to draft these laws, knowing they have daughters. But you know what? A lot of them have money. They're close to power. So a lot of what they write for the regular people,
doesn't affect them.
Yeah, like they could circumvent that, right? Imagine if one of these Republicans have a daughter who got pregnant and they're underage, because a lot of these states are like, whatever happens, it could be rape. We don't care. You're having that baby.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens to them, their kid is not having that baby.
Definitely not.
They have the means. Like they have the means to take care of it. We don't.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's lost for us, but not lost for them. And that's how it's always been.
Look, I need to start reading some political autobiographies, some juicy ones, because I don't want to hear about like the perversions. I want to know all the freaky deaky stuff that went down. Okay, were there ball gags? Were there bondage? What was going on? And you know what I think? I think that the Black Republicans and the white Republicans that get together definitely engage in race play. Okay, you can't tell me there's no antebellum role play going on. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. I see it. I want to know all of that. Okay, the juicy details. Okay, y'all are repressed, and you taking it out on the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they have like parties a la Diddy.
They definitely do. I believe they do. For sure.
Oh my God. They don't invite all the women folks stay home. It's just the men. Yeah,
it's just the men. And they import women from wherever. But I don't know what prompted me to do this. I was like, let me see if there are any like fine Republicans, like any Republicans that would make me drop my drawers. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is nobody that I would want to have sex with that's a Republican. They tried. The article was like, oh, the sexiest politicians. No, child.
You know what? I think JD Vance is trying to win that because apparently this might be just a rumor, y'all. Don't quote me on this. He wears eyeliner.
Oh yeah, the guy liner. The guy liner. Okay.
And I hear there's a rumor that DeSantis wears heels to appear taller. These are the men making our rules, okay? Eyeliner, that's beautiful.
Don't nobody want to do JD Vance except his wife. And even then, I'm not even sure if she.
You heard me? And the couches, all the basketball. That was a rumor.
Well, they said it was a latex glove that was stuck between the cushion.
They said it was a rumor, but somebody was like, if you need to write an article to refute the fact that you had sex with a couch, you've already lost.
Never, like that should never even come up. Like how does it even generate? I think there's a modicum of truth to it somehow.
I love that we're making up stories about them. If you're gonna make up stories about people talking about Kamala slept her way to the top, we should be able to say you had sex with a couch.
Yes.
Okay. Fair play.
Yes. Totally agree. Mm-hmm. I wonder what kind of couch it was.
Whoever sat there and made this up, man.
God bless him.
Yes. Give that man an award, or the woman.
You're a national treasure.
Probably a cat woman that did it. The cat ladies.
Yes. Do you know there's something called CatCon?
Really?
Yes. CatCon.
Do they take their cats in like the little cat buggies?
Probably, I think so. Like, I mean, I love my boy and all, but how much is there to really talk about? Like, oh yeah, he only coughed up 2 hairballs. I mean, like, what do we?
There was a cat cafe I remember hearing of, where you could take your cat.
I've been to a cat cafe.
Oh, have you? With your
cat? No, was this before Enzi? I'm not sure, but in Korea, I went to a cat cafe. It was pretty dope. You greeted, you come in, this little cat sitting there, whatever. I had my little green tea. One cat was trying to get in my purse, but there was this guy that like came in and he was just very like stoic and cool. He had his glasses on. He was real thin, right? Mm-hmm. And he just sat there, and all the cats were like, "Oh my goodness!" It was like the second coming. You thought like catnip was all up and through. They were just he was just sitting there like really stoic with his like cup.
Oh my God.
And the cats were just like flocking to him. He was like the Michael Jackson. You know, Michael Jackson, when the people faint, all the cats were coming to him. I was like, dang.
So cool.
He had the sauce. But there is a cat cafe downtown Brooklyn, which I found by accident.
Of course there is.
On Montague Street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to check it out.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Republicans are freaks.
Freak. Yeah. On the down low.
Freak. Kind of freak. Freak. freak.
Oh, you okay, girl.
Yes.
You gotta start your music career.
Look, okay.
Or revive it, because we know you did a little and, did all of that.
Well, Bumblebee. That's his little taste. All right. Y'all and ask for it. Just give you a little taste.
Sounds good though.
Yes, but we suggest that they just go ahead, get it all out your system, and leave us the hell alone.
Yes.
Okay.
For real. Find love. Just find love.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
And love people.
Yes.
Right? God said, love thy neighbor. Like there are all these like Christian radicals, like love thy neighbor. Okay. Ain't nobody loving nobody.
Absolutely not.
When it comes to Republicans.
They don't love the Mexican neighbors.
No.
They don't love Black neighbors.
Mm-mm.
Childless neighbors. Neighbors that own felines.
Mm.
They don't love anybody.
They don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm. All right, y'all. So now it's time for Shady Astrology.
Yeah.
Last time I got in Leo's ass, you little lines.
It was unfair.
It wasn't that bad.
You say all good things about Leos because we're the best.
Y'all lying. But it's still Leo season, but there's something important that's happening, and it's called the Lionsgate Portal. It's a powerful astrological event occurring annually, peaking on August 8th. So 8/8. Remember that.
The day before my birthday.
Ooh, 8 is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's characterized by the alignment of the sun in Leo, the star in Sirius, Orion's belt, and the earth. This alignment is believed to create an energetic gateway offering opportunities for spiritual growth, heightened intuition, and manifestation of desires. So y'all, you want to manifest, you want a new life, you want to do certain things. Now is the time to get it in there. So this portal opens around July 28th and closes around August 12th, with the peak occurring on August 8th, right? So 8/8. This period is marked. That's right. This period is marked by increased cosmic energy, making it optimal time for setting intentions, meditating, and focusing on personal goals. The number 8 in numerology symbolizes infinity and empowerment, enhancing the manifestation process during this time. All right. So it was like manifestation on steroids, y'all. Like, get out there. All right. So to harness the energy of the Lionsgate portal, it is recommended to engage in practices such as meditation, visualization, and setting clear intentions. All right, I want a yacht, a man with a yacht. Whew, put it out there. So if we need to be on a yacht,
I just want to not work.
Whew.
Have all the money come.
Yes,
make it rain. Not just. I want to be a woman of leisure.
Yes, I want a soft girl era.
Yeah,
soft girl era. I want to be Charmony, cottony, anything soft at this point.
I want an adventure trip. I want an adventurous trip, like just in the mountains, climbing.
Yes.
Going. I can't swim. I can't row, but do it all.
Hey, we be out there. I can't swim either, and I get my big ass out there and just hope for the best.
we have lifeguards. We could, or life vests.
Yeah, we were all right. I made it back. That's fun. Another time I'll share that story later. So utilizing crystals like citrine, which I have in my hair. Citrine.
Okay.
Right here. And rose quartz, which I have on the other side. See, I didn't even know. I always had these in my hair. Performing energy cleansing rituals with herbs like sage and creating a sacred space can also amplify the transformative energies of this period. So 8/8, y'all.
I'm mentally taking notes, and I might do a little bit of that.
Yes, make it happen. Have our dreams come true. Because I'm tired of working for the man. I'm not gonna lie.
So tired.
Yeah. Well, y'all, that's it for Shady Astrology. All right, y'all. So thanks for tuning in to this episode of This Is How It Ends. We hope you laughed. We hope you cried a little bit. And please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you want to see us. Check us out on YouTube. And anything else, Soph?
I mean, if you guys want to make recommendations of who's coming to Mars,
Yeah.
Drop those in the comments.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yes. Until next time, y'all. Bye.
Okay.